Brightest blessings, everyone. Yeah, I've had a lot of people bitching and whining and moaning and crying that Mystic Blue does not do educational videos, and that's a no-no for a pagan. Doesn't matter that I explained why I choose not to do educational videos. It doesn't seem to be good enough for these people, so much so that they whine and bitch and cry and then create sock accounts to whine and bitch and cry too. Pardon me for trying to be more original, more informative, more entertaining. But if that's what you want, that's what you get. So, everybody, do not fall off your chairs. Mystic Blue is doing an educational video for you. I'm going to make this interactive. I'm going to read facts about a certain group of people. And you can tell me what kind of group you think this is. And we'll see just how close you really are. And then we can see if there's really anybody or any group here on YouTube that actually is this kind of group. So I'm going to read this list, and as I'm going down the list, I want you to think about groups of people and see if they fit this description. I think I'm going to have some fun. Okay. Internal control. Amount of internal political and social power exercised by a leader or leaders over members, and lack of clearly defined organizational rights for its members. External control. Amount of external political and social influence desired or obtained. Emphasis on directing members' external political and social behaviors. Wisdom/knowledge claimed by the leaders. Amount of infallibility declared or implied about decisions or scriptural interpretations. Number and degree of unverified and or unverifiable credentials claimed. Wisdom/knowledge credited to leaders by members. Amount of trust in decisions or scriptural interpretations made by the leaders. And an amount of hostility by its members towards internal or external critics. You know, those people who actually try to get verification for these claims. Dogma. Rigidity of reality concepts taught. Amount of doctrinal, inflexibility or fundamentalism. Hostility towards relativism and situationalism. Recruiting. Emphasis on attracting new members. About proselytizing and recruitment for all new members. A requirement for all members to bring in new ones. I'm sorry, I just got off of work after a while and I'm having problems reading today. Front groups. A number of subsidiary groups using different names from that of the main group, especially when connections are hidden. Ooh, that one sounds awfully familiar. I don't know, it's just on the tip of my tongue, but... Wealth. Amount of money and or property desired or obtained by a group. Emphasis on members, donations, economic lifestyles of leaders compared to ordinary members. Sexual manipulation of members by leaders of non-tantric groups. Amount of control exercised over sexuality of members in terms of sexual orientation, behavior, and or choice of partners. Sexual favoritism. Advancement or preferential treatment depending upon sexual activity with the leaders of non-tantric groups. This one seems really familiar too. Censorship. Amount of control over members' access to outside opinions on the group, its doctrines, or its leaders. Dropout control. Intensity of efforts directed at preventing or returning dropouts. Violence. Amount of approval when used by or for the group, its doctrines, and leaders. This one's another good one. I'm getting a big picture of some groups here. Paranoia. Amount of fear concerning real or imagined enemies. Exaggeration of perceived power of opponents. Ooh. And prevalence of conspiracy theories. Prevalence of conspiracy theories. Grimness. Ooh, another one. Amount of disapproval concerning jokes about the group, its doctrines, or its leaders. Ooh, this is a good one. This should be a real good hint right here. Surrender of will. It's the amount of emphasis on members not having to be responsible for personal decisions, degree of individual disempowerment created by the group, its doctrines, or its leaders. And the last one, are you guys thinking about these things now? Hypocrisy. Amount of approval for actions which the group officially considers immoral or unethical. When done by or for the group, its doctrines or leaders, willingness to violate the group's declared principles for political, psychological, social, economic, military, or other gain. Damn. This is really reminding me of just a few people here on YouTube in one group, but, maybe it's just for the best because, if I actually could remember who this group was, then, I might be sued for defamation of character. But it's killing me because I really would like to remember this group. So, you guys got to help me out. Is there a group that reminds you of these things? I can think, this group that I can't quite remember has out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Out of 18, I see very clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. And those 13 are internal control, external control, wisdom knowledge claimed, wisdom knowledge credited, recruiting, front groups, censorship, isolation, dropout control, paranoia, grimness, surrender of will, and hypocrisy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am describing cults. I just read the Advanced Bonwitz Cult Danger Evaluation. How close were you? Blessed be.